All right, let's dive into one of the most game-changing technologies out there right now, AI predictive analytics. And in a nutshell, it's all about using the data we have today to get a crazy clear picture of what's coming tomorrow.
And really, that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, we are absolutely swimming in information. Sales figures, website clicks, social media trends, you name it. So how do we take that giant ocean of data and turn it into a compass that points to the future? Well, that's the puzzle that AI is finally starting to solve. And this is the fundamental shift. For like decades, business intelligence was all about looking in the rearview mirror, right? It was describing what already happened. Predictive analytics completely flips the script. It's about looking through the windshield, moving from just being descriptive to being proactive. It answers the question, okay, based on everything we know, what will likely happen next? And that really gets to the heart of this huge modern challenge, data overload. I mean, pretty much every organization is sitting on these mountains of historical information. The real trick is figuring out how to make all of it useful for navigating whatever is coming next. This is that revolutionary change in mindset we were just talking about. And AI is the engine that lets us finally make that leap. We can stop just reacting to things that happened yesterday and start anticipating, preparing for, and maybe even shaping the future. It's a huge deal.
So, how does it all actually work? What is this powerful engine that's making modern forecasting a reality? Let's get into it.
At its core, AI predictive analytics is all about using some really advanced algorithms to find these super complex patterns in data, patterns a human brain could just never, ever spot on its own. It's not magic, it's not a crystal ball. It's about spotting subtle connections to make a highly educated guess about what's just around the corner.
So, the whole process kicks off by just taking in everything. Historical sales data, real-time website traffic, even unstructured stuff like customer reviews. Then, the AI algorithms get to work finding those hidden patterns we talked about. From there, they generate a forecast. And it's not a certainty, it's a probability. But here's the crucial part. The system is always learning, always getting smarter as new data keeps flowing in. So, what's actually under the hood? Well, it's really a mix of a few key technologies. You've got your traditional machine learning, which is fantastic for things like figuring out credit risk. Then you have deep learning, which is amazing at understanding data that happens over time, like stock prices. And then there's natural language processing, or NLP, which lets the AI actually understand human language so it can do things like gauge market sentiment just by reading the news.
Okay, this all sounds pretty cool in theory, but where is it actually making a real difference? Let's look at some real-world examples that show the kind of tangible impact this tech is having, like right now.
The applications are just incredibly diverse. In healthcare, it's predicting if a patient is at high risk for a certain disease. In finance, it's all about catching fraud the second it happens. Retailers use it to know what you'll probably want to buy next week. And it's even helping us anticipate and navigate those crazy global supply chain disruptions. And the speed, it's just staggering. An AI system can analyze a financial transaction, check it against millions of other data points, and flag it as potential fraud in just a few milliseconds. That is literally faster than you can blink.
The impact in other areas is just as profound, but it's on a whole different timescale. By predicting how different molecules will behave, AI has the potential to shave years off the timeline for discovering new, life-saving drugs. The implications of that for human health are just enormous.
But, and this is a big but, this technology is not a magic wand. Not at all. Trying to implement it successfully comes with a set of very real hurdles that every organization has to figure out how to navigate.
So, what's the biggest obstacle? Well, by far, accounting for a full 40% of the challenge is data quality. After that, you're dealing with big issues like, can we even understand why the AI made this prediction? And getting the company culture to actually trust the AI's outputs. And of course, just making sure the whole system can scale up. It really all comes down to this simple truth. The most advanced AI is only as smart as the data it learns from. It just doesn't matter how sophisticated your algorithm is. If you feed it garbage data, you're going to get garbage predictions. You know the saying, garbage in, garbage out. The foundation is absolutely everything.
Okay, so keeping those challenges in mind, where's all this heading? Let's take a look over the horizon and see what the future holds for this incredible technology.
So, right now, we're seeing automated platforms, called AutoML, that are making this tech way more accessible to smaller companies. In the near future,
we're going to see a lot more integration with Internet of Things devices. Think smart sensors on factory equipment that can predict when a machine is about to fail. And an emerging trend that's really exciting is federated learning, which is a clever way to train models on data from lots of different sources without ever compromising user privacy.
Ultimately, this is the key takeaway. In the fast-moving world we live in today, the real competitive advantage goes to the organizations that can see around corners. And AI-powered predictive analytics? Well, that's the tool that gives them that vision.
Which leaves us with one last pretty powerful question to think about. As this technology gets more and more capable, the biggest challenge actually shifts from a technical one to a strategic one. If we get to the point where we can predict almost anything, what are the most important, most beneficial things we should choose to focus on first?